All right, welcome back, everyone, to Lakers Latest. Hope everyone's had a good week. Hope everyone's been staying cool. As always, I am coming to you from Studio City, California, where it's about 88 degrees and hot right now. It's scalding hot. I just got back from walking my dog. I have a sweatshirt on because the AC is nice inside. But it's just very hot. Everyone, drink water, put sunscreen on, stay cool, do what you got to do. It's gonna be like that for the next couple weeks. So yeah, hope everyone had a good week. Hope everyone has got plans this weekend. Enjoy the weekend. I'm going to the Rams Chargers game. It's only a preseason game, and I got free tickets, so I'm certainly not going to say no to that. Even if it is a preseason game, so excited for that. But yeah, hope everyone had a good week. Excited for the weekend. Yeah, I'll hop right into it. So for starters, let's just get to the kind of grunt of it. Right now, we're just in that lull of the NBA offseason where there's just not a ton going on. We can dissect rumors, we can talk about all that stuff. But at the end of the day, we are kind of in that just slow down where we're kind of waiting for stuff to happen. You might see maybe like a last guy on the bench, or maybe some of the guys that are left over start signing. Like I know Amir Coffey signed earlier today with the Bucks. But those are the types of moves we're seeing at this point. You're seeing those end of the bench guys. Yeah, and at some point we'll see the Lakers get some of those. I am getting a little concerned that they are not going to make an additional move, which I still think they're a step behind the Rockets, the Thunder, and the Nuggets. So you definitely want to see them hopefully make another move. I know we said Rob wasn't done, but we'll see what happens. That's yet to be determined. But wanted to hop right into it with one bit of piece of news we do have, which is the Lakers' full schedule being released. Obviously, I know I talked about yesterday about the group play for the NBA Cup. That schedule was released. We talked about how that would look, how we expect them to go 3-1. They should hopefully come out of that group. But the rest of the NBA schedule got released today for all teams, including the Lakers. It's interesting. So right now, open the season home against Golden State and Minnesota. Here, I'll just go through the first 15 games. Home against Golden State, home against Minnesota, at Sacramento, home against Portland, at Minnesota, at Memphis, home against Miami, at Portland, home against San Antonio, at Atlanta, at Charlotte, at Oklahoma City, at New Orleans, at Milwaukee, home against Utah, and at Utah. Now, a few things stand out for me early on in those first 15 games. It's not too difficult of a schedule. I mean, even the few road games you play at Minnesota will be a difficult game. At Sacramento won't be easy, but you should still win that. At Oklahoma City, Atlanta should be better. But, I mean, you're playing Portland twice, playing Sacramento, you're playing Miami, who's okay. You're playing Charlotte, you're playing New Orleans, you're playing Utah twice. It's giving them a pretty good chance to start the season off strong. If they start off 11-4 or even 10-5, but 11-4 would be great. You look at, I mean, I'm not going to compare it to the other teams ahead of them schedules, but you want to get off to a good start, especially because I still think the Lakers are probably a step behind the Thunder, Rockets, and Nuggets. Not to say they can't beat them, but unless they make that extra addition, they're going to have to hit the ground running. So, hopefully they can get that home court in the playoffs. At the end of the day, even if all it takes is to be ahead one game to get that home court advantage. Now, obviously, they had home court last year and didn't do them any favors. Played a bunch of close games versus the Timberwolves. But at the same time, you want to be at home in the playoffs. So even though, you could say, it's only the first 15 games, every game counts. It's all technically the same. So you want to, especially with that, looking at the schedule with some poor teams like the Jazz, the Portland twice, you want to try and hit the ground running and get off to a good start. And I think, especially given the fact that those teams ahead of them, again, I'm not going to compare schedules. I think maybe Denver's was a little tough to start, but anything you can do to hit the ground running and get even a little bit of edge or a little bit of gain on those specific teams. And the Clippers too. I mean, the Clippers are pretty even with the Lakers, I think, but anything you can do to get off to a good start, that's going to help the team moving forward, and I think is going to give them their best chance to be successful in the playoffs. Obviously, like I said, it's early, but if the other teams have a difficult schedule, just try and get in front of them. Just try and start that race in front. You obviously want to finish in front, but it's going to be important to get off to a good start. All right, let's hop into the next thing. Lakers have announced that they will be unveiling a statue of Lakers legend Pat Riley at the arena this year. Um, Obviously, he's been in Miami for a while. He's also a Heat legend, but coach here, assistant coach, player. Pat's also been a legend in Los Angeles, and to be completely honest, I think this is long overdue. Um, Obviously, he wasn't a Hall of Fame player. He's certainly a Hall of Fame executive. One of the best the game's seen, stingiest. He's remade the Heat so many times. But yeah, Pat's a Lakers legend. I mean, he playing here is one. Being assistant coach, kind of in those transition years in the late '70s, you saw the whole ton of stuff happen back then. But yeah, he was here before then, and it's great to see them going back to their roots, giving guys like Pat Riley their due. Obviously, he wasn't that legend playing, but he's been a legendary assistant coach, legendary executive in the NBA. He's going to go down in the Hall of Fame. Um, just an absolute legend. And it's good to see the Lakers giving him their due. I know they gave a specific date to it. I can't remember off the top of my head what that was, but you're sure to see, I'm sure his teammates, obviously the ones that are still alive, will definitely be there. And it'll just be a fun night for a Lakers legend. And to be honest, excuse me, yeah, I just think this is long overdue. Obviously Pat has, for the good part of the 21st century, been in Miami. But that doesn't mean he started his NBA journey in Los Angeles. He created himself in Los Angeles, grew up as a legend in Los Angeles, and then transitioned to Miami, where he just took his management to the next level. But it's great to see Pat, um, finally getting that respect he deserves. He'll have a big statue up there next to some of the other legends of this franchise. And yeah, it'll be fun. So if anyone's there, obviously I'm sure he'll speak beforehand. That'll be great to just see him talk. I don't know if it's a game they're playing the Heat, but that would be interesting. That wouldn't be a bad scheduling idea if they did. But yeah, just congrats to Pat Riley, and that'll be fun to see them unveil that statue in the regular season. All right, let's hop on next thing. Austin Reeves. Now, we've kind of talked about Austin Reeves' role. Is he going to be a starter? Is he going to be a bench player? We've talked about the natural progression that he's had throughout the course of his career, coming in, being an undrafted guy, being real promising the first year, and every single year he's got better to the point where he's now a 20-point per game scorer, almost 6 assists per game. Lethal. He's a really, really good player. But obviously, we've also talked about his contract is up. And when LeBron leaves, which presumably could very well be after this year, you're going to have to look at that guy who's planning to be second fiddle next to Luka Doncic. And Reeves is a guy that could be that guy. But I think this year will be a telling tale of if he's going to be that guy. But a couple of the reports have started coming out on kind of, the money that he's looking for in his next deal. And the kind of the recurring theme is that he's looking for Tyler Hero money. And let's be clear, when I'm talking about Tyler Hero money, I'm talking about the contract he's currently on, not the next one he's eligible for, which the next Hero contract he's eligible for would be 3,150. That's Tyler Hero though. The one Hero's currently on, at least I'll do the last 2 years of his deal. This year he makes 31 million AAV. And then the following season, he makes 33 million AAV. Now, if we're looking at Reeves, I think comparably, yeah, that's kind of what we've been hearing, that he's going to look in that $30 million range. I think Hero obviously really elevated his game to the next level, and you want to see that out of Reeves, which there's no reason to believe he won't. He's done it every single year of his career. He's gotten better offensively. Defensively, obviously, that is an issue. We've talked about how in the playoff series versus the Wolves, anytime he was on someone, they just gave him the ball, bullied him. Basically, just, were taking advantage of anyone that was on him. And that's something that he's never going to be a good defender, but I think they're going to have to find better ways of hiding his defense. But to be fair, Hero's not a great defender either, so it's not like I'm comparing their defensive tenacity. But 31, 33, you look for something along the lines of maybe 4-year, $120 million deal, something like that. That would be 30 a year. It's interesting. Like, is that something you want to do? Do you think Reeves is that guy? And I'm not sure if they know if Reeves is that guy yet. I think they love Reeves. He's been a great player for them. But if LeBron leaves, they need to determine who's that second fiddle going to be to Luka, and is Reeves worth this 31, 33 million, or could we maybe trade him, get a couple solid young players and picks, and allocate that money better elsewhere? I'm not saying that's what they should do. But I'm saying they're going to have to make that decision at some point this season. Obviously, Austin Reeves is a really good player. when LeBron leaves, is he going to be that guy that'd be second fiddle, or would you be better off, allocating that money elsewhere? That's something they're going to have to decide. But hearing that he's looking for Tyler Hero money, that's really not a surprise. It's kind of been in line with everything we've been hearing all offseason. I do think someone will certainly give him that. Is it going to be the Lakers, or is it going to be another team? If I had to guess, it probably would be the Lakers. I do think there's a much better chance he stays in Los Angeles than leaves. But obviously, however the season goes will be determinative of that. So we'll keep a close eye on that and whatever his next contract will be. Last one, I'm gonna go. So this is this is just a mock trade I saw. Stupid, honestly. It's never gonna happen. Like anytime you see a trade with LeBron in it, it's just like they're just like, oh, let's just throw something out here on the wall. But I just wanted to talk about the ridiculousness of it anyway. It was LeBron and Bronny to the Warriors for Jimmy Butler and a 2028 Warriors first round pick. First of all, I don't know why the Lakers would do this. Like LeBron's still better than Jimmy Butler, obviously, even at 41. Jimmy also obviously is happy in Golden State. He played great in Golden State. They lost in the second round, but to be fair, Steph got hurt. If Steph didn't get hurt, I don't know. I think they probably could have beat the Timberwolves definitely and would have given the Thunder a run for their money. But yeah, it's just like, come on, man, this is just not going to happen in any lifetime. Again, LeBron's not getting traded at all, and the insinuation to get him traded for someone like Jimmy Butler, it just doesn't make sense, especially when Jimmy just signed a monster contract anyway that he's going to have extended. So I don't know. Again, we are in mock trade season 2 where people are throwing stuff together, throwing it against the wall, seeing if anything sticks. But this one, it's just not something that's realistic. As the off season goes along, I think we'll see some more trade rumors pop up, more legitimate ones. But I will be honest, as each week goes by, I get a little bit more concerned that they're not going to do anything. I think at this point, if you had to ask me, will they make one more trade, I would probably say no. A couple weeks ago, I would have said yes, but now we're almost mid-August. No legitimate news, no rumors. Trades still happen in September. Like I think, remember last year, the Julius Randle, Karl Anthony Towns trade didn't happen until mid to late September. So it's not abnormal for trades to happen. It just doesn't happen too much. So again, this one's a little ridiculous. It's never going to happen, but still fun to talk about. We'll keep an eye on any upcoming rumors, trade rumors, signing rumors, and yeah, we'll talk about it on the next time. So until then, guys, I'll catch you guys later. Everyone have a good one. Stay cool.